and gentlemen, good morning and welcome again to our YouTube channel. This is Kimani, the tallest man in Black Africa. Kimani Ichungwa and Moses Kuria will lead the impeachment of Gachagua. Ladies and gentlemen, ukweli ni kwamba cunning William Ruto has given Kimani Ichungwa and Moses Kuria the responsibility of bringing down his DP. Yesterday, Moses Kuria tweeted in his X handle that it is the last time this chair will be empty. And he was referring to the DP chair that was empty in a church on Sunday in Nyeri when the DP decided to skip William Ruto's function. And again, you remember, it is the majority leader, Kimani Ichungwa, who is also the Kikuyu member of parliament, who was telling William Ruto to shake off the snake that is in his hand, to shake off the viper that was in his hand. This is the way it will happen. Already, there are camps, some opposing the impeachment of Gachagua, but majority of members of parliament, senators and governors from Mount Kenya are for the idea of replacing the truthful man, Riggy Gachagua, with Abraham Kithure Kindiki, the CS Interior. And if you look at the way the CS is now behaving like a politician. We saw him the other day on top of vehicles, I think on Sunday, in Kiambu. And the fact that he started by going to Kiambu is significant in my view, because that is where we have Kimani Ichungwa as the majority leader, and two, that is where we have the highest number of the Kikuyu voters. That is the voters from Mount Kenya. Kiambu is where you get so many votes. So here, we can say a number of things pertaining this impeachment of Gachagua. Number one, we are likely to face national instability. Kenya has been very stable for many years. I want you to look at past struggle in our neighboring countries. And a very good example is Sudan. Sudan before South Sudan seceded from Sudan. There was a lot of power struggle between Garang, the president of Sudan. And this one led to the secession of South Sudan. So, if Gachagua will be impeached, we are likely to stare at national instability, political instability in this country. And some communities may feel very much alienated. Remember, Gachagua has a following. Don't underrate Gachagua. In fact, any politician in government or in parliament has a following. The only difference is the numbers. The question here that we should ask ourselves, how is it going to bring instability? It can bring instability because if you look at the number of people also who are supporting Gachagua, there are very, very many. Again, Gachagua is one person who knows so much about top secret in this government. He knows so much. And is going to expose William Ruto badly. He's going to expose the government badly. And that was the wisdom in Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta refused to impeach his DP. Not that because he was foolish, but he knew that it would be bloody, it would be murky, it would be messy, and it would be dirty. So he chose national stability. He chose political stability. Because what do you think could have happened if William Ruto was removed from office that time? Rift Valley could have been up in arms. many parts of the country they could have tungekuwa tunaonea amani kwa view sasa. But as fate would have it, William Ruto today is the President of the Republic of Kenya, and now the antagonist seems to be his DP. It is history repeating itself. So we are staring at a national or political instability in this country when we are impeaching this person. The funny thing about it is that ODM has been looped into this. Yesterday, I heard the party leader, Anyang' Nyong'o, telling his troops to rally behind William Ruto. And that one caught my attention. Because he told them, if you're not going to toe the line, you go away, you quit. There are no two ways. You have to support the broad-based government. That is Nyong'o for you, the Kisumu governor. And when you see Anyang' Nyong'o speaking, it is Raila Amolo Odinga who is speaking. So here we can say that ODM has agreed to play the dirty game. ODM has now, we will also carry the burden of impeaching Gachagua and the consequences of impeaching Gachagua. And here I would say there is no wisdom. In fact, ODM would have benefited so much if it stayed away from Gachagua's impeachment. What we are running is that Gachagua people are meeting at night also, and once they meet at night, they are trying to rally their support also against William Ruto. You can see now, once we start having camps in this country, and you see, when it comes to impeaching somebody, it means you want to take his job, it means you want to take his influence, you want to take maybe whatever he's getting. Because all said and done, government of William Ruto is about deal making. Government of William Ruto is about kujipakulia. That is the government that we have. So there are those people who are benefiting from Gachagua, and they know that once Gachagua is removed from office, they are not going to benefit further. That will be the edge of their pockets. Their pockets will start drying up. What are you telling them? So these camps are very, very, very dangerous. That is how you start seeing militia coming even in the country. Unaona kudi fulani limeanza, fulani upande mwingine limeanza, and before you know what is happening, you have lost the nation. So I think here we need to be very, very careful. I'm not saying that Gachagua should not be impeached. I'm not saying that he should also be impeached. I leave it to the government of William Ruto. I leave it to Parliament, because Parliament has the mandate to impeach Gachagua. And if Parliament is going to mess here, this country will be finished. Completely finished. Or is it finished completely? Whichever. The other thing is that of what political value? You know, that's the question that William Ruto should ask himself. How does he hope to gain by impeaching Gachagua? Because already the mountain is gone, because the battle here is on the mountain. You gain nothing. And if you look at Kindiki, even if Kindiki is supported by elected leaders, and the people are not behind Kindiki, what do you gain? These are the questions that we should ask ourselves. As George Saitoti, the late George Saitoti would say, sometimes it is important to remember the national interest. When the national interest comes before your individual interest, that is the time you start defining you as a true nationalist. But do you have nationalists in this country? Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think is going to happen? Because the man who is leading is a pariah. If you look at Kimani Ichungwa, I've always opined that Kimani Ichungwa cannot even win an MCA seat. I don't know what you think. If you look at Moses Kuria, I know he'll be used and he's ready for it, but of what political gain does it have, even to the people of Mount Kenya? It's your take. That's my take. Bye.
Tulikuwa tunatafuta kura ya kiti ya by-election. Kuna rafiki tulikuwa tunatembea na yeye hapa sana. Anaitwa leader of majority, Mheshimiwa Kimani Ichungwa, kuja uongelesha hawa watu. Wewe, ndio.
Mimi nataka nichukue nafasi hii. Halo. Ndio 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 kwa ni. Hadi kwa. Ora